Hey everybody, welcome back to a novel review book podcast, 3-minute snippets, big ideas in bite-sized chunks, and today part 2 of the 2-part series about world building. Now last week I spoke about hard world building and what that meant, and basically very briefly what that means is to hard world build a world is to construct a world where you have every little detail fleshed out and you exercise control over everything that is going on. It's a really useful way to start building your story, but of course hard building a world can reduce a lot of naturality to your story and storytelling, so it isn't always the best way to go about it. Today I'm going to talk about soft world building and what that means. And to sum it up as briefly as possible, basically what it means is to just start writing the story. Even if you're in a position of sci-fi and fantasy where it might be, frightening to write a story like that, where you might think, oh, but I need to know every little detail about the characters before I write them because that's where the story is. No, don't be afraid to just start writing a story. You can still have an incredibly successful story doing this. One example of this is Star Wars, the first movie that came out in 1977. I'm assuming the majority of us watching this will have seen that. The first film in 1977, A New Hope, which is episode 4, came out, and the famous Cantina Band scene, those characters in that scene, George Lucas had no idea who they were. He simply went to his team, to his prosthetics department, and said, create me some alien-looking characters. I need them as background characters for this scene. This is an example of soft world building. He just needed characters to fill the back of the scene. It didn't matter who they were. It didn't matter what they looked like. They just needed to look diverse and like aliens so that the scene that we're focused on, Obi-Wan and Luke entering, can progress. Naturally, Star Wars took off and became an international success. And so we've gone back and now fitted those characters with backstories. We have now hard built the world from the soft world building. Another example of this is, of course, the bounty hunter Boba Fett. We just needed a bounty hunter for that scene, so we created it. But now we've got an incredibly hard world-built background constructed after the soft world building of the character being presented to us. It can be incredibly useful, and it's nice that you can always go back and change it, I guess, in that way. But it also can, I guess, take away some of that mystery and sort of the fantasy fun to the story as well, because it's just a wonderful host of characters that we don't really care about, we don't need to know. But of course, when you've got a multi-billion-dollar empire, maybe you do want to go back and flesh out these characters so you've got different avenues of stories. But that is an example of soft world building where you literally just fill the background with characters where you have no idea who they really are. You can always explore them later, but for right now, we just need the story to progress. So don't be afraid to soft build a world as well. My advice is you need both of them. You need to hard world build and soft world build as well. You need to hard world build so you can understand your own characters and understand the world they're existing in, but soft world build so that you can actually have some fun with the text and see where it takes you. Don't be afraid to combine the both and have fun with it. As always, if you have liked these, please like and subscribe for more.